This is KUGAN CASSIUS Fry from London. We're at the Britannia Hotel here in Canary Wharf for the press conference for Carpe Diem at the O2 this Saturday. With me I have trainer and a bit of a model today, Tony SIMS. Same Tone.
What do you mean today, Coog?
You look alright today.
Yeah.
Usually I see you in the
mate.
gym and you're all sweating
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
like, knackered. Done a bit of pads the other day, didn't we?
That's right, we've done a bit
Well,
of
how did
pads.
I hit?
He's looking good, man.
Yeah?
A little bit more training, you could be Joshua's next opponent.
Obviously training Kevin Mitchell now.
Yeah.
He says he's in the best physical condition. Obviously you didn't used to train him, so what do you think about that, where he is now?
Well, I did train him, didn't I, as a youngster?
Oh, you did, yeah, but I'm on about that bit in between.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying he's in the best physical shape, and I believe him, you know. He's trained really hard for this fight. He never really had no time off of his last fight, you know, and so that we've carried that training on into this fight, and, you know, he's done everything I've asked of him. You know, I've heard people saying rumours that he don't turn up, he don't do this, but he's done every single thing I've asked of him. We went to Spain, done a little training camp out in Spain, come back. You know, he's been on his weight since Tuesday, you know, and he looks physically in great shape, you know. So I just hope that he can, you know, do a good job on Saturday night.
Do you think he's capable of fighting for a world title again?
Oh, most definitely, you know, he's got loads of ability, Kevin. Everyone knows he's got loads of ability. You know, he's got great ability. You know, he's got hand speed, punch power. He's got everything you need, all the ingredients you need to become a world champion. But what he does need to do is knuckle down, and that's what he's doing at the moment. I think he's realised now, you know, if he messes up now, it might be the end of the road for him. So, you know, he's knuckling down, he's training hard, and I do think a world title will come next year for him.
One of your other fighters a couple of weeks ago was involved in a very entertaining fight with Billy Joe Saunders for the British title, John Ryder. I didn't actually watch this fight live. I was on my way back from Liverpool. I was following it on Twitter. I watched it back the next day. But there seemed to be a little bit of a mixed response regarding this fight. A few people I saw seemed to think that Ryder had nicked it. The other people seemed to think that Billy Joe clearly won it. Well, what do you think about that?
Well, you know, I thought John Ryder nicked it. It was a close fight, don't get me wrong. A lot of people saying it was a draw, but I thought Ryder nicked it. You know, he come on strong in the later rounds, you know, and, you know, Billy Joe fought a good fight earlier on, but all the later rounds belonged to John, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, it was John's first 12 rounder as well, first title fight, you know, and I think John nicked it, you know, so I've put an appeal into the Board of Control for an immediate rematch, you know, and I think Billy Joe Saunders has got one more title defence to do to keep the belt, and if he's a fighting man like he says he is, then he should give John Ryder the rematch, because there's too much controversy to say that he won that fight, you know. And like beforehand, all the boxing papers and, you know, everyone was saying how much Billy Joe Saunders would school John Ryder, and, you know, people were saying he'll stop John Ryder, but I think John Ryder won that fight that night. You know, it was a great fight, and it was a close fight, but I believe John won, and I'd like to see an immediate rematch.
Okay. So when did you put that into the board?
Well, Matchroom put it in last week, so we're just waiting to hear from the Board of Control, really, what they say.
And what do you think the chances are of what you want happening?
Well, we don't know. We just got to hear back from the board. You know, it'd be easier if Billy Joe Saunders and Frank Warren turn around and say, look, instead of making a voluntary defence against someone, let's do it against John Ryder. Let's get this controversy out of the way. Because no one can say that John Ryder clearly won that fight. Billy Joe Saunders clearly won that fight. You know, we're all thinking that John Ryder won it. They're all thinking that Billy Joe Saunders won it. So let's do it again. You know, I think it needs to go again for the public. You know, it needs a decider. You know.
All right. Well, it's interesting to see how this will pan out. But whatever will happen, will happen. But you know, exactly. I suppose you have to wait and see what the board say and see what they say and go from there.
Exactly. I mean, I hope it does happen again. It was a great fight, and I hope it does happen again. You know, and I think if they do fight again, I think John's in with a serious chance of beating Billy Joe Saunders the next time. You know, and I'd like to see the fight happen, but obviously looking on the other side of it, if it don't happen, I think John will come again, and I do believe that John will be British champion. He's got a lot of ability, you know, a little bit more experience, and he'll come again anyway.
All right, Tony, thank you very much for talking to iFilm London. Look forward to this press conference. Are you up on the top table?
I hope not, no. I don't think so.
No?
No, I think it's all the fighters on the table on it today, all the fighters and Eddie. So,
Obviously, Eddie,
yeah,
fast
he's got
car.
to get his boat in there, hasn't he?
Of course. Yeah. All right, this is KUGAN CASSIUS with Tony SIMS here for iFilm London.